So for the last time in 2015, it's the Junior A final in Easykart UK. Sam Faulkner and Jensen Murchison on the front row. Sam Faulkner already crowned the champion, of course. Harry Barlow and Toby Goodman on the second row. Thomas Massarella and newcomer to the championship, William Martin, right up in P6 on the grid. So away we go, and a good start from the new champion, Sam Faulkner. Whoa, the back end stepped out big time as he clipped the brakes there on the way through. But up to second position, this might be Harry Barlow's opportunity. Doesn't quite get there. He hangs back a little bit, but Sam Faulkner won the championship last year. He's retained it this year, but he's got very close company from Jensen Murchison already in this race, starting to step up on the attack. Up to sixth position has come Elliot Webb, tucked up behind the 74 of Thomas Massarella, another one of the superstar rookies from this year. He's actually the second place rookie behind Toby Goodman, the 85, who's in fourth position at the moment. So through Garda for the first time, and the leading two are already stretching their advantage. Faulkner and Murchison are threatening to disappear into the distance, and Harry Barlow went a little bit on the defensive there into turn one, trying to keep Goodman at bay. Murchison, second on the road, second in the championship, second behind the champion Sam Faulkner. That's been the story of 2015, but wouldn't it be a fantastic way to end the season if you could put one over on the number one in the final round of the championship? You can't win all the time. Harry Barlow, third position. He was the champion in the cadets last year, don't forget. So he knows how to win, and he knows how to win at this circuit as well. He's been very strong in previous years here at Buckmore Park, but he's got a very interesting battle ahead of him because Toby Goodman and the 74 Thomas Massarella are not too far away. Murchison has a try through the second corner. He's got great momentum. He's going to throw it up the inside. Lovely. Murchison gets into the lead, but it isn't over yet. Faulkner tries again. He's going to try and get the undercut out of the second hairpin. Murchison shuts the door very firmly. Up into fifth place behind them, by the way, has come Elliot Webb. So Webb is on the charge. He's got past Massarella. And in seventh place, William Martin, the new boy. I think this is his first round of the championship, battling it out just in front of Morgan Root. So Root is trying to make his way through, and he started P7, so he'll be determined to move up. Jake Mills, second in the rookie championship this year, the 77, still in the mid-pack. Murchison hanging on in front of Faulkner, who's trying to repeat the move Murchison put on him last time. Now that was crafty from Murchison. He wasn't quite the way to the left, but he had a couple of wheels slightly further across. That was enough to put Faulkner off his game plan there, and he's managed to keep him back for another few corners. Now that's crucial if you want to win races. Positioning around this circuit is so important. It's a very technical circuit, lots of overtaking opportunities, and in many cases on corners you wouldn't normally try, as up the inside. That's a very strong attack there from Elliot Webb. He doesn't quite get the move done on Toby Goodman until the left-hander at Cafe, and he gets the move into turn four. Now that's what I'm talking about. You may not be able to get the move on the first corner that you go for the move, but if you keep your foot in and keep the kart positioned well, you can set yourself up 2 or 3 corners later, and that's what is crucial to get the job done at this circuit. And that's what Faulkner is currently attempting on Murchison. He's trying to find that tiniest width of a gap so that he can get alongside him. Even if he doesn't get past on that corner, if you position yourself well, you can get the sweep by 2 or 3 corners after you start the move. And that's what's so incredible about this track. Oh, that was a big moment there from Massarella. He saved his bacon. He got one wheel on the white line on the exit of the corner there, and that was so close to binning it into the barrier. And very impressive run this time from Elliot Webb, 9th on the starting grid, now P4, closing up on the 87 of Harry Barlow for third position. He's third in the championship, don't forget, so he is on the comeback trail, but he's doing a very good job of it very early on here, and he's making up for lost time handsomely. So 7th place, still the 60 of William Martin in front of Morgan Root. And there's a long gap back to 9th place. So the top 8 look fairly comfortable at the moment. They may not necessarily finish in that order, but at the moment, as far as they're concerned, that's what they're competing for today. Murchison and Faulkner have disappeared out in front. 9th position at the moment is the 91 of Kira Scott, who started 13th on the grid, as again Faulkner tries to zip up the inside on the exit of Henry's. Doesn't quite get the move done, but he is swarming all over the gearbox of Jensen Murchison right now. Up towards the left-hander, into the left, into the right of the S's, through to Symes Sweep. They're leaving the rest of the field behind, through Pullmans and up to Paddock. Some great defensive work here from Jensen Murchison to keep this man at bay. But there is nothing to choose between them at the moment. So looking back to 8th position, Morgan Root still trying to close up on William Martin, who I have to say, for a first timer, very impressive around this circuit and jumping straight into this very ultra competitive category and be right on the pace is impressive indeed. So now, what is Murchison going to be able to do about Faulkner, who now throws it up the inside of the hairpin, gets the lead back again. So that is the second lead change in this race. Faulkner has led from the early stages. Murchison found the space to get through. Faulkner has now taken it back again. So 2 lead changes and 2 different leaders in this race. Faulkner hits the front once again. Murchison isn't done yet, as up to 3rd place has come the 8 of Elliot Webb from 9th on the grid. He's now through to 3rd in front of Barlow, and he has the cheek and audacity, as far as Barlow is concerned, to signal behind him. Come on, let's catch the leaders. That's the one thing any kart racer doesn't want to see, be overtaken by someone and then say, come on, help me. No, I've just been overtaken by you. Why would I help you? But it is in their interest to work together to close up on the 2 leaders. There is a very sizable gap for this stage in the race. There's been so much battling. They now need to link up and try and get after their common enemies out in front. So it's still Faulkner from Murchison. 3rd place now Webb in front of Barlow. Then it's Massarella, Goodman, then the 60 of Martin and the 66 of Morgan Root. Those are the 8 karts out in the lead. 9th position, still Kira Scott in the 91. Quite a long way back from this queue now. And still, Murchison has not thrown in the towel. He's dropped back a tiny bit from Sam Faulkner. That's not necessarily a bad thing. He gives himself a little bit more breathing space to think about his next move. Just giving yourself that little bit more space, 1 or 2 kart lengths more space. When you know you've got the same sort of speed as the guy in front, it gives you a tiny bit more thinking time, that little 2 or 3 tenths of a second more time to approach the corner, see what the guy in front of you is doing and respond to it. That can be the difference between winning and losing. So Murchison, a very mature game plan at the moment, staying close enough to the leader to challenge, but not so close that he's going to get frustrated. Massarella joined the championship halfway through the season, of course, and now he is in the top 6. So he's adapted to the world of Easykart Juniors very quickly, and he's already considering himself as a threat. I think everybody should consider himself as a threat for 2016, should he choose to stay in the championship, because he definitely has what it takes. Now, I was saying that Murchison has dropped back just enough to be thinking about a strategic move, but now Faulkner has used that. He's now starting to try and get away here. Faulkner has looked behind him over his shoulder at one stage, seen that Murchison has dropped back and gone right. Now I need to drop the hammer and go for it. So he is pushing hard. Looks like there's a warning flag coming out there. That's for the 7 of Jonathan Collins, just outside the top 10. So not sure what's happened there. I would guess, having not seen anything dramatic, that's for track limits. As up the inside comes Barlow, takes that 3rd position back again. Certainly for the moment at least, Elliot Webb has to concede, but he's not going to throw in the towel. Still a long way to go in this race, so Webb will be challenging, and obviously that has backed them both a little bit more towards the 85 of Toby Goodman in 5th position. That drops them towards Thomas Massarella, that drops them towards William Martin, that drops them towards Morgan Root. It's a great opportunity for these 6 karts to tighten up, and that's exactly what they've done. Morgan Root's just a little bit too far off that train to do anything major at the moment, but now this is the opportunity that the 5th place man, Toby Goodman, has been looking for. He's still the leading rookie as he breathes down the neck of Barlow and Webb, but now they are starting to tally onto the back of them. Murchison, I think, has actually just lost the toe of the leader Faulkner. He's still fairly close to him, but not quite close enough, as 3rd position is now open house. Everybody is going for it. Here comes Goodman, has a look at Webb, doesn't get the opportunity, and that has cost him some time. Massarella's going to want to try and take advantage of this to move up into P5. And sitting there in 7th place, William Martin is actually in the box seat. Yes, look, there is daylight now between Faulkner and Murchison. I think Sam Faulkner may have just made the move to get away from his rival, and that could be enough to win in this race, even at this early stage. So it's going to be very interesting to see who gets this 3rd position. It's an absolute rerun of the cadet race earlier on. The first 2 karts have gone away, and now everybody wants that 3rd position on the podium. William Martin in 7th place at the back of this train. His first appearance in the championship, as up the inside goes Webb. Now that is a very impressive overtake up the inside of Paddock, and that has put the 87 Barlow on the back foot. Goodman nearly goes through on the grass, trying to get through this contact twice as they go across the grass there. Goodman's going to drop down to 7th as Kieran Ciara Scott, we were talking about as in 9th place at one point. She is now fallen away down the order behind Jake Mills, who has come up to 9th position himself and is now the head of a long train for 9th position. But look, that is the advantage Faulkner has made up on Murchison. Now, who has emerged in 3rd position after all of that? It's Webb in 3rd. 4th is now Massaralla. So Massaralla's up to 4th place, and Barlow had his hand in the air, almost as if to say, come on, somebody's not playing ball here. So Massaralla in 4th position, he took full advantage of that. Barlow is still signalling, keep 2 hands on the wheel, mate. You want to win something, you've got to go in the right direction. And trust me, in this sport, you need 2 hands on the wheel. So across the line they come once again, down the Sisley straight, into the double apex right. Turn 1, turn 2, Barlow trying again on Massaralla. Trying to put Massaralla off his game plan there, and up into 5th position has come William Martin, again responding to the situation around him very nicely indeed, but the 85 has dropped a long way back off the queue. That's Goodman. Root is getting closer to them as well in 8th position, so 3rd place has actually got the breathing space. It's no longer a battle for the podium, it's a battle for 4th place as Barlow shuts the door on the 60 of Martin. Tightening up to them all is the 85 of Toby Goodman. I have a feeling that Barlow and Goodman are not going to be exchanging many words at the end of this race, because both will feel the other one had a hand in that. And Barlow is still signalling like crazy to the guys behind him. Come on, push us forward. We can still get that podium. We can still close up on Elliot Webb. I'm not too sure that's going to be possible now because the gap is just too big. Look at that. It's almost the entire stretch between the second hairpin and the S's now. So 4th position. It is a 5-cart train. Root has caught up with Goodman. Up to 9th position has come Matthew Rainbow. So Rainbow has made the move up into 9th place in front of the 69 of Scott Huntley, as throwing it up the inside. Martin goes for 1, 2 carts and up into 4th position. Nicely done there from Martin as he now heads the train into 4th position. That was a bold lunge there, and with 5 to go, it is now William Martin in 4th position in front of Massaralla and Barlow. That was a stellar overtake. So Faulkner, Murchison. 3rd place is still the 8 of Webb, and then it's this incredible battle as Barlow goes back up the inside of Massaralla, and there's a little bit of jostling, and that's put Massaralla to the back of the queue. So Massaralla has been swept by Goodman and by Morgan Root, and I have a feeling that Massaralla won't be happy about it. And as these guys squabble, 9th and 10th are closing up on them rapidly. Matthew Rainbow and Scott Huntley are closing up on them, so they need to be careful. Particularly Massaralla, he's under some serious threat. This is further back in the field, just outside the top 10. The 92 there with the very distinctive Senna replica helmet there. That is Samuel Cunliffe right in the midst of that battle. But look out front, 4 to go, and Faulkner has dropped Murchison. Look at the distance he's put between himself and his rival, and that's been the story of 2015. That is the man in 4th place, I think. No, my apologies, that was a back marker pulling off. But he has managed to get a nice bit of distance. Oh, Barlow, that is the cheekiest overtake in history. Around the outside to keep Goodman at bay. That was very impressive. Just holds his line to the outside and manages to get that stopped. So beautiful lunge there. 3 to go. Victory is done and dusted. You could have said that so many times in 2015. It didn't matter really what round it's been at for Sam Faulkner. He's had an almost 100% perfect season. Murchison has been chasing his tailpipe all year long. Webb in 3rd position on the road. He's been strong this year. You can't discount what he's done in the junior class, but it's all been about the number 1. He was the champion last year in the battle with Esme Hawkey. This year in the battle with Jensen Murchison, he has been just as strong. So back onto Herbert Rise they come in the battle for what is now 5th position, because the 60 of William Martin has got clear. 2 to go, and once again Sam Faulkner looking absolutely unstoppable in his rise to the top. It has been a flawless performance from him. And actually, Murchison seems to be being caught rapidly now by Elliot Webb. He's not going to get there, he's going to run out of time, but Webb has really stepped up the game and he's charging after 2nd place. And that will give him confidence going into the 2016 season, even if he doesn't get the place, because if you know that you're going faster than the guy in front, visibly, it does give you that little bit of an added positivity going into the winter. I know I'm fast, I know I'm strong. I'm lapping up Jensen Murchison in the final round of the championship like the cat who's got the cream, so that's going to give him so much to think about and build on going into the 2016 season. But this man out in front, he's on the last lap, 40.078 for the fastest lap. has anybody been in the same league as Sam Faulkner this year? The answer to that is occasionally yes, but more often than not, it's been a one-man show. Absolutely incredible from Sam Faulkner. He's going to bring it home for the last time here. This battle for 5th position still not quite over, so we may see a change or two as they come through, but the number one is P1. Sam Faulkner finishes on a high in fine style. Jensen Murchison has to settle for 2nd place. Great fight back from Elliot Webb in 3rd place. Do not take that away from him. He's been magnificent. And in 4th place, the leading rookie on his first appearance, William Martin. That is a name you need to remember. He has put on a spectacular performance here, and he's beaten a lot of drivers who have been here since the start of the year. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. 2nd place rookie, just behind him is Toby Goodman, in front of Harry Barlow, with Morgan Root in front of Matthew Rainbow, Scott Huntley in 9th place, and Jake Mills 2nd in the Rookie Championship, rounding out the top 10 after a great race.
Sam, you took the title at the last round. You're here today, obviously, because you wanted to defend your E-plate. I mean, just tell us a little bit about your day today, mate.
Well, it's been good so far. I mean, winning every race has been a good way to retain it. Hopefully finish the championship on a strong note. So.
Brilliant, yeah. I mean, you've just been so impressive this year. Really, I mean, Jensen, the only one to really come close to you, and he has given you a few races this season, but you've really absolutely dominated it. So where do you go from here? What's happening next year? Tell us about that.
Hopefully senior lights and hopefully do well in that, and then Italy in a few weeks, obviously, but senior lights, yeah, definitely.
Of course, yes. Obviously, by winning the title, you're eligible to go to the World Finals in Italy in just a few weeks' time over in, where is it? Is it the same venue as last year? Can you remember the name of it?
It's Lignano, isn't it?
Lignano, that's it. Fantastic. So we're going to see Sam, everybody, in Lignano, and hopefully we'll be supporting you out there as well. And looking forward to seeing you with the senior lights next season. Well done indeed, Sam. Well done, Sam Faulkner.
Very competitive at the end of the reckoning. Matthew Rainbow and Harry Barlow separated by just a few points at the end of the season. Elliot Webb rounding out the podium in 3rd place. Jensen Murchison in 2nd, but nobody could stop the march of Sam Faulkner. Coming up next, Easykart Lights.